This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me, okay? I know y'all been hearing about everything that's been going down in Los Angeles with the protest against ICE, ICE detaining people, ICE detaining even U.S. citizens. A lot of crazy stuff going on out in Los Angeles, and it spears the conversation. Should black people care about this situation? A lot of people are having this discussion on all different types of social media platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. This conversation is everywhere right now. And I think it's important to talk about it. And I think it's important to have an honest conversation about it and see what we're missing in the attempt to be right about it. Now, first and foremost, let's make this very clear. Black people are not a monolith, okay? Meaning that black people, just because they come in similar shades of skin, does not mean that we all think the same. And the crazy thing is, you don't only got to tell this to white people, you got to tell this to black people too. Black people tend to forget that we don't all think the same just because we black. And us not thinking the same don't mean we divided. Just because we don't think the same, or people think if you think the same, if we all thought the same thing, that is solidarity and unity. You feel me? But in reality, it isn't. What unity is when we can all be in the same room, have a different perspective, and still find a way to be beneficial to each other, still find a way to show respect, love, etc. That's how they trick niggas. And I say that to say that all black people do not have to agree on this. That's what I'm trying to say here. All black people do not have to agree on this. And that's the first thing we got to acknowledge, right? All black people do not have to say in unison, yes, let's all go to Los Angeles from all corners of the country and go support this cause. Black people do not have to do that, okay? The black people that agree with going to handle this, right, and going to play a role in this, have the right to believe that. And the black people who don't have the right not to, because you don't want to admit it, but both sides have valid arguments and valid perspectives on why they shouldn't get involved or why they should get involved. Black people who feel like they shouldn't get involved are feeling like we've been pushed into a corner so much and isolated so often and left to fight our own battles so often that it feel like every time other people get in a situation, we be front line and center at the front of the line, right? But it don't feel like that solidarity is given back when in a lot of phases. And then you got black people who feel like if we want equality for us, we gotta want equality for everybody. You feel me? We gotta want to do this the big way. You see what I'm saying? That it's a human thing before it is a skin thing. They just turned it into a skin thing. They took advantage of the way that we look at each other and our differences and put it in a system. You feel me? Now, black people are not a monolith. That's one. Two, right, is that our support, our protest is not a necessity. It's a gift, okay? A lot of people think the way I see people talking to us, they're talking to us as if it's a necessity, as if it has to be done. That's where I think a lot of black people, they got a lot of black people fucked up. It's not a necessity. It's a gift. It's something that we are giving, just like we always constantly give. But people never look at it as a gift. They look at it as a necessity. Our music, our soul, all that. They look at it as a necessity to keep them entertained. And I'm talking to you, those people who think that way. We don't have to do nothing. You feel me? This is a gift. This is something that we give. Now, in my perspective, I think it's important that we show up because I think it's deeper than skin. I think it's deeper than skin tone. I think the world we can get to is a world where, just like I was saying, all black people are not a monolith and we can think differently. We can apply that across all boards. Now, that could happen socially. The issue is it's not happening systemically. When we can get to that point, you feel me? That's when, like, I think that's what it's all for, to get to that point to where we can all coexist socially. I might think of you differently or might have my opinions about you or whatever, but I can't then use that to dominate you systemically. That's the point we should want to get to, in my opinion. However, I do not mind if you disagree and you want to stay home. That's where we got to get to. I'm not going to condemn you because you want to stay home. When we can get to that point, we getting somewhere. It's always got to be all or nothing. Like, y'all, we either every black person on earth is over there or we're not. We got to stop thinking that way. That's how they keep us in these constructs and they separate us. You feel me? We do not all have to agree on this, but we can respect everybody's perspective, especially when you know that it's rooted in truth, whether it's fear, boom, boom, boom. At some points, you understand why somebody would come to that conclusion. You feel me? Now, I'm not telling everybody they got to respect Uncle Ruckus' opinion. Let's make that clear. You feel me? I'm not saying we got to respect Uncle Ruckus' opinion. That's not what I'm saying. But y'all know the type of black people I'm talking about. Y'all be commenting on my videos. You be in my lives. We be talking. Y'all know exactly what type of people I'm talking about. Now, the one thing white supremacy can't afford to take place is this right here. Because white supremacy is an attack on black people, and it's an attack on everybody else, including white people. They get it to where white people are so determined to protect their whiteness, right? Their assimilation of white supremacy, that they will forget their rights. That's what it is. White supremacy is an attack on everybody, including the everyday white civilian. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't mean white people don't have privilege. That's how you maintain the system. You keep that privilege there so it appears to them and to everyone else that the fight is against the civilian, when in reality, it's a class thing. It's genius. On top of this, ICE is not only detaining Latino people. You feel me? This is not, they're detaining US citizens, let alone just one color of people. No, this is for anybody who falls under these guidelines. The Latinos are the ones that are being put on the headlines to spear that instant disconnect for people who don't rock with Latinos, or for Latinos who, you know what I mean? Like they're very smart with these headlines. But at the end of the day, this shit is about more than race. It's about more than color. We got to take a stand right now because we are in a shift. Both sides are fighting to dominate this shift, whether you're recognizing it or not. You see it everywhere. You see what I'm saying? And because of this, it's the perfect time to let motherfuckers know, okay, y'all pushing a certain line, we coming outside because y'all getting too comfortable. You feel me? And that's really what it's about. Let these motherfuckers know they getting too comfortable. We really are the people. You see what I'm saying? And we really, of course, people, listen, we ain't gonna talk about all that, but we are the people. You feel me? Regardless, we are the people. There's a reason they gotta distract us and keep us confused and all that, because they understand the power of the people. You feel me? Ain't nobody gotta get hurt or nothing like that yet. I'm just kidding, I'm just playing, allegedly. Ain't nothing like that gotta happen. So because of that, you see what I'm saying? All we can do is go outside and show up in numbers, show up in protests, don't allow things to go over easy, and just let them know it's not gonna be easy. We're gonna make you work for it and make them go back inside. That's how I feel. That's how I feel the core this is about. It's about humanity first and foremost. You feel me? Remember what Kendrick said, I recognize all of you, every creed and color. With that being said, fuck your ethnicity. You feel me? Fuck your ethnicity, for real. It's bigger than that. Thank y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Especially if you've been watching my videos and you ain't been subscribing. Especially if you're new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe. Appreciate y'all. I'm excited to see these comments.